22nd, and where Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, not Tel Aviv. I like Tel Aviv, nice place, good restaurants and bars. It's a bit like the Manly Corso, really. In fact, Penny Wong declaring that Australia recognises Tel Aviv as the capital of Israel is a bit like me declaring Surfers Paradise is the capital of Australia. Jerusalem has been the holy city to Jews for thousands of years. It's the city of David. It's where Solomon built his temple. You don't have to be Einstein to figure out it is the eternal Jewish capital of Israel, despite what Penny Wong and Albo and a bunch of hardcore Labour lefties might otherwise fantasize. Indeed, Penny Wong's arrogant announcement yesterday that I discussed on the show last night with David Adler was greeted with both dismay and with applause all around the world. The Israeli Prime Minister dismissed it for the frivolous undergraduate nonsense it was, somewhat optimistically tweeting that he hopes our Australian Labor government treats other matters more seriously and professionally than that one. Others have pointed out that in one foolish move, Penny Wong has damaged Australia's foreign policy credibility. AJAC Executive Director Colin Rubinstein says the affair risks denting Australia's credibility with some of our closest allies. Very true. Penny Wong's clanger even made the news in the US. As one wag put it on Twitter, we only normally ever do that if it's weather disasters, crocodiles or shark attacks. A US embassy spokeswoman has replied that, quote, the US position is that our embassy will remain in Jerusalem, which we recognise as Israel's capital. Still, in the interests of balanced reporting, there were others who wildly applauded Penny Wong's brain snap. There was the Indonesian Foreign Ministry spokesman who welcomed the decision. Quote, Indonesia welcomes the decision by Australia under PM Albanese to reverse the recognition of West Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. For a bit of context, these are the same clowns who got so antsy when Morrison announced the original decision 4 years ago. Bob Carr, a long-time virulent critic of all things to do with Israel, immediately popped his head up also to approve of Penny Wong's decision. Nice one, Bob. And then, of course, there were those stalwarts of freedom and democracy who all rushed forward to praise the decision. Hamas, a terrorist organization with an abhorrent attitude to gays, among others, welcomed the announcement as, quote, a step in the right direction. Pretty much the worst endorsement you could possibly have. Oh, and also Palestinian Islamic Jihad, best known for, well, Islamic Jihad, who called the announcement, quote, a courageous step and a victory. Wow. It's so reassuring to know that the Labour Australian government has such support and friends in so many important places. And just to remind us, here's a quick refresher course from a Palestinian Islamic Jihad political bureau member on Arabic TV only a couple of weeks ago, explaining their approach to the so-called two-state solution.
كل الأرض الفلسطينية هي أرض واحدة من البحر إلى النهر ومن رأس النقورة إلى أم الرشاش.
Well, my Arabic's a bit rusty these days, but basically what he is saying was what I was told when I visited Ramallah, that as far as the PLO, or indeed Palestinian Islamic Jihad and others are concerned, Israel must be obliterated altogether, and the majority of most of the Jews sent packing, because the entire land from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean belongs to them, to the Palestinians. That's what they believe, that's what they say. Or what about this mob? Here's Hamas, who were so effusive in their praise for Labour's embassy decision, busily destroying irrigation pipes that would provide water to their own Palestinian population in order to make rockets to kill Jews with.
ثانية
classy supporters you've got there, Penny. Meanwhile, in New South Wales, Labor leader Chris Minns announced an urgent review into New South Wales Labor's decision to grant Labor Party membership to extreme left activist Jay Tharapel. Mr. Tharapel, a Sydney University academic, is best known for his fashion accessories, which included jackets stylishly worn, emblazoned with charming slogans like "Curse on the Jews" and "Death to Israel."